I use an Elgato HD60 Pro to record my Nintendo Switch and other console game footage. If you want to take your content creation to the next level, head to the link down in the description below and check out some of Elgato's awesome gaming products. Greetings, Spooky fans! Michael here. Welcome to Pokemon Abilities Explained Part 4, the ongoing series where I am going through every single ability in the Pokemon games and explaining their name, their effect, and why that name has anything to do with that effect. If it has anything to do with it at all. If you have not seen parts 1, 2, or 3, it is very important that you watch them because if you don't, you're gonna miss out on over 90 ability explanations, so go check them out. The link to the series playlist is in the cards, in the description below, and pinned in the comments. Also, that playlist is where every episode of this series is gonna be, so make sure you save that playlist so you can go back to it later to catch parts 5, 6, 7, and probably 8 as well. Also, one fun thing I decided to start doing in this part is that since there are quite a few abilities out there that are pretty freaking obvious and don't really require explaining, for example, Poison Heal makes Poison Heal, instead of doing some variant of, guys, do I really need to explain this to you? I'm just gonna hit you with a self-explanatory and move on. So don't forget to drop a like on the video, and without further ado, here is Pokemon Abilities Explained Part 4. Let's start things off with ability number 91, Adaptability. Powers up moves of the same type as the Pokemon. And right off the bat, we have an ability that's name isn't really a good description of what the ability does, like Forecast in one of the prior episodes. Adaptability is the quality of being able to adjust to new conditions, so changing oneself in order to better handle a new environment, opponent, or obstacle. The ability Adaptability is simply powering up stab moves, changing the multiplier from 1.5 times to 2 times. But that doesn't have anything to do with changing. The Pokemon's stab moves are boosted no matter the opponent and no matter the scenario. The ability doesn't change which moves it boosts, or it doesn't change the Pokemon's type or any other change. In order for something to adapt, it has to change. But no change is occurring. Adaptability would be a great alternate name for abilities like Protean or Color Change, but when just the stab moves are boosted, that doesn't have anything to do with adapting. This Reddit user had a similar observation as me and suggested that a more logical effect for adaptability to have would be to boost the power of non-stab moves. This makes perfect sense to me since the Pokemon has to adapt to all sorts of different types of opponents, so having its coverage moves be stronger would make it more effective at battling them. After a discussion with members of my Discord server, the best explanation that we could come up with is that the Pokemon is adapting to dangerous situations and therefore powering up the moves that it knows the most about since it's part of its biology. But that's still a weak explanation in my opinion. In reality, this ability should have been called something like Proficiency or Specialize, rather than Adaptability. Ability number 92 is Skill Link. Maximizes the number of times that multi-strike moves will hit. If you think about it, multi-strike moves would be pretty tricky to land their maximum number of times, since if you're hitting your opponent that many times in a row, they're gonna have more of a chance to disrupt the attack. For moves that have a maximum number of hits of 5, there's actually only a 16.7% chance of them landing 5 times. However, Pokemon with Skill Link are exceptionally proficient in multi-hit moves. In other words, they are skilled enough to link all of those hits together, resulting in one pretty nasty combo. Ability number 93 is Hydration. Heals status conditions in the rain. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you've probably heard me say the phrase, hydrate or die. Okay, too much. I'm gonna have to pee soon. So, it's pretty simple. Pokemon with Hydration are doing the same thing. They're hydrating, therefore curing status conditions, and not dying. Ability number 94 is Solar Power. Boosts special attack in sunny weather, but the Pokemon loses HP every turn. Solar energy using solar cells is a way of harvesting energy from the sunlight. But like every energy harvesting method, it is not 100% efficient. because as energy flows through the solar cells, it is lost to the internal resistance of the various solar cell parts. The Pokemon with solar power are behaving like living solar panels. They're getting energy from the sun that boosts their power, but that excess energy that's lost has to flow through them. And since they don't have built-in methods of disposing of that extra energy, it flowing through them hurts them. Ability 95 is Quick Feet. Boosts the Pokemon's speed if it has a status condition. If a Pokemon is quick on their feet, they're very fast. So in times of crisis, like having a status condition, they're gonna favor their strongest suit to help solve that problem. In other words, they're gonna wanna move a lot faster so that they can finish up the battle and then run to go get healed. Ability 96 is Normalize. All of the Pokemon's moves become normal type, and the power of those moves is boosted a little. To normalize something means to bring it back to its normal condition. So this Pokemon is simply making all of its moves in a normal condition, which would be normal type. Ability 97 is Sniper. Powers up moves if they become critical hits while attacking. If you've ever played a shooter game, you know that if you get hit by a sniper rifle, it's probably a one-shot kill since the bullets are so powerful. The Pokemon with Sniper are simply acting like living sniper rifles, getting really powerful shots that are gonna do big damage if they land critically. Ability 98 is Magic Guard. The Pokemon only takes damage from attacks. So, this one's not gonna have an airtight explanation since, spoiler alert kids, magic isn't real. No, you are never getting your Hogwarts letter, ever. Move on. Sorry. But anyways, the Pokemon is surrounded by some sort of magic guarding stuff that is strong enough to protect from indirect damage, but not strong enough to protect from direct damage. Ability number 99 is No Guard. The Pokemon utilizes no guarding tactics to ensure that incoming and outgoing attacks always land. The Pokemon is not concerning itself with dodging incoming attacks, so that it can focus all of its attention on making sure every single one of its hits is gonna land. Ability 100 is Stall. The Pokemon moves after all other Pokemon do. Fun fact about this ability, I didn't actually know it existed until I started working on this video, so that's pretty interesting. But anyways, to stall means to delay, to hold off on something, so the Pokemon is stalling until it's the only one left to move, and then it moves. Ability 101 is Technician. The Pokemon's weaker moves become stronger. A technician is someone who is exceptionally skilled in the technique of a certain craft. So Pokemon with Technician are exceptionally skilled in the craft of attacking. So they're pretty much just modding their weaker attacks in order to make them stronger. Ability 102 is Leaf Guard. Prevents status conditions in sunny weather. Every single Pokemon with Leaf Guard is a grass-type Pokemon and therefore a plant. So when it's extra sunny, they can create more chlorophyll and therefore more energy that they can use to grow extra foliage, which can shield them from incoming status conditions. Ability 103 is Klutz. The Pokemon cannot use any held items. The Pokemon is a klutz, or someone who is very clumsy. So since they have limited control over their motor skills, they're not going to be able to hold items well enough to get their effects. Ability 104 is Mold Breaker. Prevents the, Jesus Christ, it prevents the Jesus. Unholy ability. Ability number 104 is Mold Breaker. Moves can be used on the target regardless of its abilities. When someone breaks the mold, it is a term for putting an end to a restrictive pattern of behavior or events. Abilities that prevent certain attacks from hitting a Pokemon definitely constitutes a restrictive pattern of behavior. So Pokemon with Mold Breaker are breaking that mold and hitting those Pokemon with whatever damage they intended to. Ability 105 is Super Luck. The Pokemon is so lucky that the critical hit ratio of its moves is boosted.
Self-explanatory.
Ooh, that was our first one! Side note, I wish Super Luck had an outside of battle effect that would make it so shiny Pokemon showed up more often. That would certainly make Unpheasant much more popular. Ability 106 is Aftermath. Damages the attacker if it contacts the Pokemon with a finishing hit. aftermath is in fact not the subtraction and division that you do after a test to try and calculate how many points you lost. No, it is the resulting consequences and effects from some event. In battle, the Pokemon with Aftermath is creating lasting effects on its opponent that opponent will feel even after the Pokemon goes down, thus being the aftermath of their battle. Ability 107 is Anticipation. The Pokemon can sense when an opposing Pokemon knows a dangerous move. Anticipating something is predicting it or expecting it. So when a Pokemon with Anticipation enters battle, it can sense when there's a really possibly nasty hit coming at them, and therefore shudders because they're anticipating the really harmful damage. Ability 108 is Forewarn. The Pokemon can sense one opposing Pokemon's move when it enters the battle. Forewarning someone is letting them know ahead of time of some sort of possible danger or problem. So the Pokemon is forewarning their trainer of a potentially dangerous move that the opposing Pokemon has. Ability 109 is Unaware. When attacking, the Pokemon ignores the opponent Pokemon's stat changes. You know how they say that ignorance of the law is no excuse to break it? Well, apparently that doesn't apply for Pokemon, because if you are unaware of the opposing Pokemon's stat changes, then they don't matter. Ability 110 is Tinted Lens. The Pokemon can use not very effective moves to deal regular damage. Bulbapedia explains this ability as a reference to the idiom viewing the world through rose-tinted glasses, which means seeing good when there is none, which is a far better explanation than the one I was considering, which was that the Pokemon wears sunglasses that are so dope that the opposing Pokemon just can't resist anything that the Pokemon does because it's just too cool. Ability 111 is Filter. Reduces the damage taken from super effective hits. The Pokemon is clearly using some sort of filtration device that's built into their biology that filters out some of the extra harmful effects of super effective attacks, but not all of them. Ability 112 is Slow Start. For 5 turns, the Pokemon's attack and speed stats are halved.
Self-explanatory.
Well, at least I think it is. Ability 113 is Scrappy. The Pokemon can hit opposing Ghost-type Pokemon using normal or fighting-type moves. The definition of Scrappy that's relevant to this video is determined, argumentative, or pugnacious. And I had to look up what pugnacious meant, which means quick to argue. So, Mikey learned a new word making this video, haha! Essentially, these Pokemon are so determined and argumentative that when they're battling a ghost type, they'll probably be something like, "What? What do you mean I can't hit a ghost type? That's stupid, ghosts aren't even real! Ah, come here, you stupid purple tennis ball, let me smack ya!" Ability 114 is Storm Drain. Draws in all water type moves and, instead of damaging them, boosts their special attack. Real Storm Drains do exactly that. They draw in water and take it somewhere else. So, like the real thing, Pokemon with Storm Drain make all water type moves around them go toward them and down their drains. Whatever their drains are. And since every Pokemon with Storm Drain is either a water type or a plant that needs water to live, of course, getting extra water is just gonna boost its power. Ability 115 is Ice Body. Restores HP in a hailstorm. Regular Ice-type Pokemon are not harmed by ice pellets hitting them since it's pretty much just more of itself. However, if their body is extra icy, it can actually absorb those ice pellets and convert it into more energy. Ability 116 is Solid Rock. Reduces the damage taken from super effective hits. So it does the same thing as Filter. Essentially, pretty simple explanation for this one. The Pokemon's body is as tough as solid rock, so even super effective hits are gonna have their damage reduced a bit. Ability 117 is Snow Warning. Summons a hailstorm when the Pokemon enters battle. And yes, it's called Snow Warning, but they're summoning hail. But remember, in Pokemon, snow and hail are treated like the same thing. In real life, they are definitely not. You can go play in the snow, do not go play in the hail. Like Forecast and Adaptability, Snow Warning is not the best name for this ability. A snow warning is a, hey, heads up, there is a snowstorm approaching that will arrive in the future. But that's not what these Pokemon are doing. They're showing up and then the storm immediately starts. So it's not really a warning at all, it's a summoning. A better name for it would be Snowstream or Winter Storm or something similar. Ability 118 is Honey Gather. The Pokemon may gather honey after a battle.
Self-explanatory.
Ability 119 is Frisk. When a Pokemon enters battle, it reveals the opponent's held item. When a police officer is frisking someone, they are patting them down to try and find any hidden drugs or weapons or whatever other hidden items. So a Pokemon with Frisk is doing exactly that. They are patting down their opponent Pokemon to reveal publicly to everyone what that Pokemon's held item is. Also, side note, how the heck does an Alolan Exeggutor pat someone down? Ability 120 is Reckless. Powers up moves that do recoil damage. The Pokemon is just acting recklessly with no regard for its own safety. So moves that other Pokemon would normally hold back a little bit on so they don't hurt themselves too badly, this Pokemon's just like, screw it, let's go for it. Yeah! So there we have it. This concludes Pokemon Abilities Explained Part 4. Like I said, make sure you go watch parts 1, 2, and 3 if you have not already, and the playlist, make sure you save it, because if you're watching this right after it comes out, part 5 isn't out yet, but if you're watching this later, there's probably a part 5 for you to watch. So go watch it. What did you think of this video? Do you agree with my explanations? What are some explanations for some abilities that I haven't covered yet? Let me know down in the comments below! And if you like this video, don't forget to drop a like, helps me out a lot. And if you are new here, you should totally subscribe. I make fun Pokemon content of all kinds that I am sure you will enjoy. All right, that's all I have for now. So till next time, good fans. Gotta catch them all!